At this point, we've got two totally different stories coming from Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's camps. Blake is claiming she was silenced and smeared by a coordinated PR attack. Meanwhile, Justin's team says there's no real proof and that this is just a messy Hollywood feud that got out of control. The truth? Well, we might not know until more evidence comes out in court. But one thing's for sure, this drama is just getting started. Now, let's take a moment to break down the defamation claims Blake is making. This lawsuit isn't just about defending her honor, it's about protecting her career and potentially preventing the permanent damage caused by these accusations. Blake is claiming that Justin's PR team used smear tactics to ruin her image, planting negative stories that made her look unprofessional, selfish, and even difficult to work with. This is serious business, guys. In the entertainment industry, your reputation is everything. One wrong move can end your career. Just ask any former A-lister who's been caught up in a scandal. So, Blake's legal team isn't just asking for money, they're asking for justice and to clear her name. If she's able to prove that Justin's team actively manipulated the media and damaged her public image, there could be huge financial and professional consequences for him and his team. This could even spark a larger conversation about how PR teams in Hollywood handle crises, potentially changing the game for years to come. Let's get into the heart of the evidence. Those bombshell text messages that Blake's legal team included in her amended complaint. These messages show an inside look at how Justin's PR team was allegedly working behind the scenes. And trust me, these aren't just ordinary chats. They're damning. One of the most shocking parts is when Blake's PR strategist mentions that Justin's team should arm her with information before a call. The implication here is that they wanted to prepare Blake for a tough conversation, but the language used suggests that it was much more than just being prepared. It was about creating an armor of information that could be used to bury her. And it doesn't stop there. Another PR member mentioned the idea of making sure everything was untraceable, meaning they wanted to carry out a dirty campaign without leaving a paper trail. That's almost textbook defamation and manipulation. It's clear they weren't just defending Justin. They were actively trying to smear Blake's character to prevent any damage to his own career. One of the key elements of this drama that has people talking is the use of social media as a tool for manipulation. The texts show that Justin's PR team was looking to leverage social media in very specific ways to not only protect his reputation, but attack Blake's. They were reportedly ready to create fake accounts or seed negative comments to push a negative narrative about her. Imagine this, a team of social media experts setting up fake fan accounts and paying influencers to post negative things, all in an effort to sway public opinion and crush Blake's career. This is exactly what the PR team was allegedly planning to do, and it gets even more extreme. They even discussed taking down entire threads on Reddit or social media platforms if they became too negative toward Justin or positive toward Blake. It's kind of terrifying to think about how far PR teams are willing to go in this age of instant information, and it's a reminder of how much control the powers that be can have over what you see and how you feel about a celebrity or an issue. With the rise of social media, narratives are more easily manipulated than ever before, and this lawsuit may shine a light on how PR teams could be using these tools in ways we've never seen before. Justin Baldoni's PR crisis team has been accused of engaging in all-out war against Blake Lively. One of the key figures in this case is Melissa Nathan, a PR consultant whose messages were crucial to Blake's legal claims. The texts reveal that Melissa wasn't just a bystander, she was directly involved in making the tough decisions and strategizing on how to deal with the backlash. Melissa mentioned that they couldn't write down what they were really thinking or planning because it could end up in the wrong hands. Instead, they would talk it through on calls to keep things off the record. This alone suggests that there was a level of deceit involved. They didn't want to leave behind a trail of incriminating evidence. But here we are, talking about it in detail. As the texts unfold, Melissa also reveals the extent to which she was willing to go to help Justin's side, including reaching out to her contacts at various media outlets to plant stories about Blake. And with a network of contacts at places like the Daily Mail, this PR team had a direct line to major media outlets, which they allegedly used to put out negative stories about Blake before she could even get a chance to defend herself. Speaking of the media, it's clear that the press played a significant role in all of this. One of the most disturbing aspects of Blake's amended complaint is her allegation that Justin's team used the media to further their own narrative. This is where the Daily Mail comes in. A message between Melissa Nathan and another PR consultant mentions how she had already spoken to an editor at Daily Mail, one of the most influential tabloids in the UK. "She's ready when we are," the message read. This shows that Justin's team was preemptively planting negative stories, waiting for the right moment to make Blake look bad and to paint Justin as the victim. This is a perfect example of how Hollywood PR teams use the media to control the narrative, whether or not it's true. The public only gets a limited view of these high-profile feuds, and once the media gets involved, it's easy for the truth to be twisted, selectively edited, or misrepresented to fit a certain agenda. It's a game of public perception, and when the media is in on it, it can have dangerous consequences. The money aspect of this whole situation is mind-boggling. Blake's legal team uncovered pricing quotes from Justin's PR team that ranged from $75,000 to $175,000 for crisis mitigation services. This wasn't just a small, simple damage control effort. This was an all-out assault, and it came with a hefty price tag. The quotes suggested services like social media manipulation, including creating fake fan accounts, engaging with audiences, and even starting threads on Reddit to change the narrative. All of these things require a huge amount of money, and that money was being used to protect Justin's public image at all costs. If these quotes are true, then it paints a picture of an industry where money talks. And if you have enough resources, you can literally buy a reputation, shaping how the public perceives you through calculated efforts behind the scenes. In the case of Blake and Justin, it looks like Justin was willing to spend whatever it took to protect his career, even if that meant destroying Blake's career in the process. With all of this coming to light, the next big question is, could Blake's career survive the damage that's been done? Public opinion is a powerful force in Hollywood. In the era of social media, publicity, and cancel culture, one misstep can turn a once-beloved celebrity into a target. Blake's career has already taken a hit. Her movie promotions for It Ends With Us were met with criticism from fans who didn't like her approach. Some felt she was too self-promotional, using the movie as a platform to advertise her own businesses, like her hair care line. And even though Blake was allegedly told by Sony to promote it this way, fans didn't take kindly to her tactics. And now, with this lawsuit and all the allegations of a coordinated smear campaign coming to light, Blake's reputation could be on the line. Could she bounce back, or has the damage already been done? Only time will tell if Blake can salvage her career after what appears to be a PR nightmare. Now, let's turn the spotlight back to Justin Baldoni. While Blake Lively's reputation is certainly in the crosshairs, Justin's own career could be facing some serious challenges if these allegations hold any weight. With Blake's legal team making such strong claims about how his team orchestrated a campaign to ruin her, the public's perception of Justin could take a massive hit. Let's remember, Justin has always been seen as a wholesome figure. Known for his advocacy work, his involvement in honest conversations, and projects that promote social causes, Justin's image has been largely squeaky clean. But if it turns out that he's been hiding behind these good intentions while actively manipulating the media to target Blake, that could shatter his carefully cultivated public persona. The big question is, will this affect his professional relationships? Hollywood is a small world, and the power of public perception is undeniable. If his industry peers begin to question his ethics, this could affect everything from the roles he gets offered to his ability to get funding for future projects. Damage control could quickly become a necessary part of his own PR strategy, and his reputation might take years to recover, if it ever does. Let's zoom out for a moment and talk about the larger implications of this case for Hollywood PR practices. If Blake's allegations are true, it might lead to a reevaluation of how PR teams operate in the entertainment industry. We know that image control has always been important, but these revelations, especially about the manipulation of social media and crisis management tactics, could spark an industry-wide conversation about ethics. It's easy to see how PR teams have been getting more aggressive in recent years. We've seen a rise in spin doctors who are willing to go to extreme lengths to control the narrative, whether it's through media manipulation, covert tactics, or by setting up fake accounts to shape public opinion. But this case could bring the darker side of that world into the spotlight. If more cases like this surface, we could see new regulations in how the entertainment industry handles crises. PR firms may have to adopt more transparent practices, or we could even see greater accountability for reputation management firms that step over the line. If anything, this case might mark the beginning of a shift in the power dynamics between celebrities, their teams, and the media. Let's take a look at the public reaction. As with any Hollywood drama, fans have been quick to take sides. Some are rallying behind Blake, calling out Justin for his supposed manipulative tactics. Others are still in Justin's corner, believing that Blake's behavior during the promotion of the movie was damaging enough on its own, and that the PR campaign was just a way of handling her public relations missteps. Social media has been abuzz with debates about whose side to take, and it's easy to see why. The situation is complicated. On the one hand, you have Blake, who's claiming that her career was sabotaged by a powerful PR team that went to extreme lengths. On the other, you have Justin, whose team is saying there's no proof of any conspiracy to ruin her and that Blake's claims are built on hearsay. This controversy has divided fans. It's one of those situations where, no matter what happens, someone's going to be disappointed, and the public's view of Blake and Justin will likely be shaped by the outcome of the case. If Blake wins, she could walk away with her reputation restored and potentially even more public sympathy. But if Justin is exonerated, his image could be strengthened, while Blake might be left trying to mend the wounds caused by all the public scrutiny. Now, let's talk about something that's often overlooked in these situations: the financial implications. The stakes here are not just about reputations, they're about dollars and cents. When high-profile individuals like Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively are involved in a scandal of this magnitude, it's not just about losing fans or losing work. It's also about losing money. For Blake, this lawsuit and the negative publicity surrounding her have already resulted in a financial hit. She could face loss of endorsement deals, career opportunities, and even future partnerships in the entertainment industry. On top of that, a prolonged lawsuit could drain her financial resources, especially if it goes to trial. For Justin, the cost could be just as high. PR firms charge tens of thousands of dollars to handle crisis situations like this one, and we already know that his team was ready to spend big to manage the narrative. But what if this case sparks a backlash that affects his ability to secure future deals? Or worse, costs him major endorsement partnerships? Hollywood may be a place of glamour and wealth, but scandals like this could lead to some major financial fallout for everyone involved. As expected, both sides have had their lawyers speak to the press, and the legal back and forth is heating up. Justin's lawyer, Brian Friedman, wasted no time in responding to Blake's amended complaint. He criticized it as underwhelming and accused Blake of relying on hearsay and unnamed sources who were unwilling to come forward. According to Friedman, documents do not lie, and he seems to be confident that Blake's legal team won't be able to prove their case. He also suggested that once the depositions of those who initially supported Blake's claims are completed, the truth will come out. This is a classic move by a defense attorney, discrediting the other side's evidence before it even hits the courtroom. On the other hand, Blake's legal team is standing firm in their belief that the evidence they've gathered, including those explosive texts and documents, will back up their claims. They argue that Blake's allegations aren't just hearsay. They're supported by contemporary evidence, including proof that she wasn't alone in raising these concerns about the PR team's actions. This back and forth is just the beginning of what promises to be a legal battle for the ages. As we dive deeper into the controversy, we can't ignore the role of the media in this unfolding drama. Both Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni have had their reputations filtered through the prism of media narratives. And the question remains, is the media simply spinning the story, or is there real substance behind these claims? One of the most eye-opening parts of Blake's lawsuit is the claim that Justin's team used media outlets to overwhelm and confuse the public's understanding of her allegations. It's a classic tactic in media manipulation. When you flood the press with stories that support one side, it becomes much harder for the other side to be heard. If these allegations are true, it shows just how powerful and covert media relations can be. But we also have to acknowledge that the media itself can often be complicit in sensationalizing a story for clicks, ratings, and profit. There's no denying that the publicity surrounding this case has added fuel to the fire, with tabloid headlines, social media outrage, and even viral stories making waves on platforms like Twitter and Instagram. The media plays a significant role in shaping how this scandal plays out. Whether they choose to highlight Blake's side, Justin's side, or even the entire mess surrounding their PR tactics, it will impact the public perception for months, if not years, to come. As we analyze this situation further, another troubling aspect comes into play: the gender dynamics in the entertainment industry. Whether we like to admit it or not, Hollywood has long had a double standard when it comes to how men and women are treated, especially in situations like this. Consider this. While Blake Lively is being scrutinized for how she handled the promotion of a movie, there's almost a presumption that she was complicit in spinning the narrative around the film's release. But when we look at Justin Baldoni's role, it's not quite the same. He is portrayed as the victim of a bad PR decision, a man who had his reputation threatened by a powerful actress. Why is it that Blake's actions are questioned more heavily than Justin's? Is it because of a bias against women in Hollywood, where they are often held to higher standards than their male counterparts? This case may serve as a mirror to the way Hollywood treats women and men differently when it comes to public relations mishaps and reputation management. If Blake loses this case, she may become another example of how women's actions in the industry are often scrutinized more harshly than men's. If Justin comes out unscathed, the message could be sent that men in Hollywood can manipulate the media and still come out on top without facing the same consequences that a woman would. In today's world, social media plays a massive role in amplifying stories and shaping public opinion. And when it comes to a high-profile celebrity feud like this, the stakes are even higher. Fans, influencers, and even random social media users can add fuel to the fire, spreading their opinions and even shaping the narrative in ways we never could have imagined just a decade ago. Since the news broke, Twitter, Instagram, and other platforms have been buzzing with opinions on this case. Hashtags like Justice for Blake, Team Justin, and Blake versus Justin are trending, with people dissecting every detail of the ongoing legal drama. Fans of Blake have been coming to her defense, while those who favor Justin argue that the media is overblowing the situation. Social media has created a situation where the public is constantly being fed a stream of opinions, rumors, and speculation, each one adding to the confusion and distorting the truth. As this story unfolds, it's becoming increasingly clear that social media could play a pivotal role in shaping the outcome, not just in terms of public opinion, but in how the case is perceived in courtrooms and in the court of public opinion. If the narrative tips too far in either direction, it could lead to polarized opinions that affect Blake's reputation, Justin's career, and even the way Hollywood handles future PR disasters. As the case moves forward, we're all left wondering, will the truth come out? This lawsuit has opened a can of worms that no one could have anticipated, with explosive allegations, highly charged accusations, and a flood of behind-the-scenes drama. We may not know the full scope of what really happened between Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, and their PR teams, but as the legal battle intensifies, we can expect to hear more details emerge that could shed light on the entire situation. What happens next will depend on the depositions, the evidence, and the testimonies that come forward. If Blake's claims hold up, it could result in reparations, a public apology, or even an exposure of the darker side of PR manipulation in Hollywood. On the flip side, if Justin's defense proves successful, we may see Blake's reputation continue to take a hit, while Justin could regain his standing in the public eye. For now, all we can do is sit back and watch as this high-stakes legal drama unfolds. No matter how this story ends, it's clear that this is just one more chapter in the ongoing saga of celebrity scandals and media manipulation. And who knows, maybe the next Hollywood scandal will be even more jaw-dropping than this one. That's all for now.